but damn it.
You want him to? He's been doing that for 63 years of his life.
Can you be nice? Can you be nice? Just for a little. You don't gotta mush somebody or move them out the way.
Has he? Has he been nice?
No.
He hasn't been nice for years.
I get it, but come on. You don't gotta push people out of the way. That's like high school shit.
He's probably been doing that. But here's the thing, and
it's just annoying to watch because it's like embarrassing.
He's got asshole/bully tendencies because that's a bully move. Because if you notice, he does that to smaller people.
Yeah, it's always smaller people.
Yeah, but the thing is because the thing is if you look at pictures, because I looked at a picture of, remember when the whole Comey situation was going down. He kind of stayed back away from James Comey because Comey is 6'8".
Yeah,
he's like a monster, and he's like, okay, like he looked at Comey with a whole lot of respect because he's bigger than him, and he can't just bully James Comey. He's not going to.
I don't know. It was just the look on his face and just like the
smugness,
dopey fucking smile.
It's a smugness. It's an off-putting smugness. Yeah. But that's why. But I knew he was like that, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is he's like that. So. The surprise.
Well, he gets the D.
Okay,
he's holding that D.
All right,
holding it strong.
All right. Well, I mean, I get it. But at this particular point in time, you shouldn't be surprised by smugness and assholeness from our president because that's what he does. I look at him as his diplomatic stuff. He's stuck to the script. He didn't bomb anybody. We spent an entire week of not bombing anybody. At least as far as
3-4 weeks in a row now.
Yeah. And that's become the standard. That's the standard.
We don't bomb anybody, you'll be all right.
Exactly. I mean, they're still launching missiles over in North Korea, but what are you going to do about that? All right. So, the legislative branch. There was something that I really, really wanted to get to, and I'm pretty sure you heard about what happened in Montana.
No.
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
All right. So Montana they had a congressional race to replace Ryan Zinke. Ryan Zinke, who ended up going to be the Department of Interior. He's like the Secretary of Interior. So they had to replace him in the Senate in Montana. So there was a reporter who got a little too, I guess they say he got too aggressive, and one of the candidates body slammed him.
Nice. What is this, Russia?
Bro, they say...
Why did I not hear about this?
Here's the thing. It happened because... You know why? Because it happened in Montana.
Oh, yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So, as far as the rest of the country goes, because we have things on the East Coast and things on the West Coast, and then all that area in between, nobody seems to care about, which is how we have Donald Trump as president. That middle of the country, this is what happens. So, the guy's name is... The guy, I call him the slamming senator.
Nice.
And it's Greg Gianforte. I want to say the guy's name is Greg Gianforte. He was a Republican, and he considers himself kind of like a Donald Trump type guy. He considers himself that. So they were asked. So one of the reporters, the guy's name is Ben Jacobs, and he was asking him about healthcare. And apparently, this guy apparently Gianforte tells him, "Hey, look, I don't want to answer that question. I don't want to talk about it because nobody wants to talk about healthcare. You know why? Because they're not doing anything with healthcare. So they don't want to talk about it." And he was like, "Hey, can you please talk about it?" He's like, "Well, I'll talk about it later." And then the reporter says, "There won't be any time later. Can you please talk about it?" So the guy gets pissed, decides according to the reports, he grabs him by the neck, slams him, and starts punching him.
Nice.
He broke his glasses and everything. So
shout out to Joe. He's in.
Shout out Joe. So.
And he said he's still blowing out the Democratic nominee.
Yeah. And he won. The thing is the guy won.
Nice.
Because what happened was people wanted to change their votes after. He did this right before the actual election total.
Nice.
So the ballots were already in.
So he knew.
So people, yeah. So people.
He's like, all right, I'm in. I'll just start fucking people up now.
So now he's facing a $5,000 fine and up to 6 months in prison.
Oh, hilarious! He's probably gonna get jail time.
So can you imagine that he won?
I mean, because you got everything on film, obviously.
No, that's the thing. Is they were setting up Fox News.
Oh, there was no film.
Fox News was setting up for he was gonna do an interview with Brett Baer on Fox News.
There's got to be some film somewhere.
And there's got to be. I'm sure there's some. If you mine the internet somewhere, you can find it. But they have all the audio.
And he probably won't get off because he's not a cop.
Oh, you can find the audio. Oh yeah. I'm not gonna let.
You like how I did that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna let that one slide through. But yeah, so no, you can find the audio. The audio's everywhere. And the thing is you can hear the guy telling him. He's telling him calmly. Like the story that his campaign people put out is absolutely nothing near. Even,
of course,
this is the one time that Fox News was like dead on with their facts. Like literally, it was the associate producer. She was like, no, none of what they said happened. I witnessed it, and she told everything that happened. So you fast forward now. This guy won.
It's amazing to me he slammed somebody.
The guy he broke his glass. The guy, you hear him say, "Dude, you broke my glasses." Like you hear him go down, and you hear it sounds like furniture moving. It sounds like a bar fight.
Homeboy.
And the guy was pissed, bro. I'm so surprised you didn't hear about that.
No,
but that is
didn't hear a word about that.
Yeah, that is a huge story. So shout out to anybody who didn't hear that. The slamming Senator Greg Gianforte from the great state of Montana. Shout out to him because man, he's the only senator who's facing fucking jail time. He's facing jail. He's officially been charged. He's everything. He's facing jail time. More than likely, he'll probably end up paying the fine and not actually serving any time in jail. But wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great if he served some time?
You got some big testicles to pull this off, bro.
I'm just saying, man.
For real.
Like it'd be interesting for him to go into his first term as senator.
In jail.
In jail. And it's funny because people came out and they wanted to change their votes, that's what the biggest thing was, is now they're saying, well, what should we be able to do about absentee ballots? Because, people vote absentee, but then they wanted to change their votes. So when they went down to the election, they were like, no, you can't change your votes. Because a lot of people, bro, something like 40,000 people wanted to change their votes.
Yeah, I believe it.
Because they're like, well, we can't.
I don't want to have somebody who's slamming people.
He's slamming reporters. What do you think? You're slamming reporters in Montana. What do you think is going to happen in Washington? When you go to Washington, what's going to happen? You think reporters are just going to back off? They're even worse there.
Exactly.
So that's a name to look out for, is Greg Gianforte. Because I feel like as soon as he goes to Washington, he's going to flip out. He's going to flip out bad, dude. So, one more thing in the legislative branch, and we'll move on to the judicial. The tax, I guess, is the tax report is in, or not tax report, the budget proposal. The president's budget proposal is in again, and once again, it's the same thing as last time. We're trying to cut all the social programs, and we're trying to put more money into the military.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I don't know what the deal is, dude. I don't know why he seems to think that certain programs aren't necessary. Like, how do you cut health research? I can't understand that. How do you cut health research, Medicare, stuff that keeps people alive? You're going to take away healthcare and then cut all the health programs?
And then spend all the money on stuff that gets people killed.
Yeah, other people. And our soldiers. There was something like, do you realize that less than 1% of the population actually enlist in the Army? I didn't know that. I found that out yesterday. Less than 1% of the population enlist or goes into some type of armed services. You know why?
Because they don't want to die.
Exactly. We've been at war for 16 years. This is the longest war in American history. I don't think anybody's kind of talked about that, but we've been at war for 16 years.
Oh, yeah.
We've never been in a war this long. I think the next closest war may have been, Korea maybe? I think Korea, maybe with like 6 or 7 years. Other than that, we've never been in a war this long.
Yeah, because it's a war on terror. It's a war on something that you can't fight.
You can't fight. Yeah, it's gonna happen.
So it's gonna be going on forever.
Yeah. So why enlist in the Army?
Unless you get another Bush in office, and the Bush can be like, "We victory, we won, we beat the war, we beat the terror,
we eliminated terror,
we beat terror,
we beat terror."
It took us a long time, but we beat the terror.
Yeah, because you keep killing one. How is it that we killed? How long ago did we kill Bin Laden?
Long time ago, we beat him.
Bin Laden got killed like what? Obama's second year in
We
office.
beat that terror so bad.
So, one question: Bin Laden's been dead for like a good 7 years. Why are we still fighting like Al Qaeda and the Taliban and all these others supposed?
Because they're the terrorists.
Yeah, but the head of the snake is supposedly gone, right?
No, it doesn't matter.
Hydra. It's like Hydra, man. They're done. So the legislative branch, they're still, locked up with everything as far as the budget proposal is bad. Healthcare, they're still talking about 23 million people losing healthcare. So they got down 1 million because it was 24 in the last proposal. So they've got down 1 million people. I mean, you still got in the 20s, so 23 million people still going to lose healthcare. But maybe they'll get that fixed up within the next couple of months or so.
That's fine. We'll be able to blow stuff up instead.
Yeah. Hey, it makes sense, bro. We'll have these brand new fighter planes that they can cyber attack because we're not spending any money there either. So let's move on. The judicial system.
There you go. First time.
Yep, the judicial system. So, travel ban. Held up again.
Yeah, wonder why.
Gee, maybe because it's racist. Just saying.
A little bit.
Just saying. A Muslim ban.
And they're probably not going to pass that while the president is over there.
10?
That would be a bad idea.
Bro, it went from one judge saying, this is kind of bad, to 10.
Nice. So it got worse.
Yeah, it got worse. The higher up it went, it just got worse. And they're like,
So listen, we're going to fix it, all right? We want to keep out the Muslims and the Hispanics.
Yeah, that's it. We're just going to keep adding people
All
to
of
it. We're just going to keep adding people to it because we'll try and keep out the Polynesians,
If you
maybe
don't
a
have
few
blonde
Asians.
hair and blue eyes, we're not letting you in.
Yeah, kind of like Nazi Germany.
Pretty much. That's where we're headed.
Check your facts. That's like Nazi Germany. Oh, does it surprise you his father was German? Okay, that's cool. Like, I get it. But, second time. This is the second time that ban has been just held up. Not going to happen because it's racist. They're talking about, hey, well, I don't know why. The whole administration is saying they don't know why it keeps getting held up. They have no clue. They know, but they don't know, which is so stupid to me. So I don't even want to talk about that no more. There is a trial coming up that a lot of people probably are going to pay attention to next week. You know who gets on? You know who's on trial next week?
Who?
Cliff Huxtable.
What?
Bill Cosby.
I ain't do nothing.
Bill Cosby. His trial starts next week. His jury was selected this week. It is 7 men, 5 women, 2 African Americans.
Oh, no.
There's 2 African Americans and 2 African Americans were rejected.
I ain't do nothing.
And Bill Cosby came out and said, I was listening to the interview. The interview was on the Michael Smerconish program on POTUS. And the interview, Bill Cosby, you know what he said? He's not going to testify. He's not going to testify for himself.
You don't want to incriminate yourself.
Now, here's the thing. They're going to use his deposition, though, from the civil suit. Because he was told that was going to be, obviously, in the court of law, it was going to be kept secret because it was a secret deposition until there's a criminal case. Welcome to America.
For real.
There's a criminal case. Now, what you said supposedly in secret now comes out. However, of all the women, you know how many they're using?
2?
2.
So he's only got to beat 2 of them.
2 women, bro. 2 women out of all the women that supposedly came out. 2.
Yeah, because I guarantee a majority of them were probably ain't even legit.
They don't. Yeah, they say they don't want it. They don't want it. I guess
It's a smear campaign, man.
Yeah, I guess they don't want it to turn into a circus.
Here's my conspiracy side coming out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just saying, man. He was trying to buy NBC.
Yeah, he was.
They don't want that.
He's one of the richest black men in America.
And boy, was he guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, he's still
Took the
guilty.
show off to the air, like everything. But meanwhile, not saying Seventh Heaven is still on the air, but Seventh Heaven is still on the air, and that guy was molesting kids.
Yeah,
but that's okay. It's okay to molest kids
as long as they're not grown.
Joe, just don't be a black guy who wants to buy a major network,
Yep.
who has put out one of the most positive shows ever in television history.
On that network.
Just saying.
That was on NBC.
Just saying.
Cosby Show was on NBC.
And all they're going is by hearsay. Oh, well, he did this, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
And I was hanging out with him the next day.
Because
okay,
now-
so supposedly
because-
he did this, but the next day you want to go back?
Yeah, because
Fuck outta here.
now it's